All right, welcome back, everyone. This is our Week 2 NFL Pick'ems. So far of the season, for Week 1, I am 10-6.
Boo.
Wow. Lupo and Matt are both 8-8. So right now the king is taking the crown.
All right, take it easy.
So also due to scheduling, we will be putting next week's Thursday night game at the end of Week 2. Unfortunately, we just don't have enough time to get these out in time, so we're just going to get right into it. Our first game on Thursday night is the Giants versus Washington. Lupo, I'm going to start with you. Who are you taking?
I'm going to have to go with the New York Giants. And my reasoning is, since Fitzmagic is out on IR, I'm going to put my faith in the Big Blue Wrecking Crew.
Yeah, I'm going to go Giants, too, here in this NFC East matchup. Just not too much going on now that Fitzpatrick's hurt. The replacement played pretty well for Washington, but I don't know. I'm taking Giants.
Yeah, I think, man, it's tough with the Giants and Washington. You know, Washington, Ryan's going to be out. And, you know, Saquon didn't really look like his old self, so it's tough. But I think I'm going to take the Giants. I don't think I'm going to be that guy to go away from you guys just yet. So, yeah, I'm taking Giants. So our next game is going to be the Bengals versus the Bears. Now, before we even get to the picks, I like to be that guy who said, I told you that the Bengals were going to win against the Vikings. Was a close game. Was a close game.
Okay.
But that was my upset, and I'm so happy that went through. Joe Burrow,
I'm not.
2 touchdowns. Joe Mixon, 127 yards and a touchdown. I told you the Joe brothers are going to just too crazy of a duo. You're going to bring it home. Now, getting back to the picks, unless you guys want to try and defend yourselves when
I don't want to defend
basically
myself.
Lost.
Are you going to take the Bengals again this week?
Yes, I am.
All
I will
right.
take. You know what? I was actually going to go against it, but now I will take the Bengals just because you're pushing me in that direction.
I'm
So
antagonizing,
I'm
I
going
understand.
Bengals again.
All right. You
Even
heard it
though
first here.
I'm kind of scared Justin Fields may make another appearance.
No. Don't get scared now.
Nah, I'm taking Bengals. Lupo, why don't you go next?
I don't want to take the Bengals. I'm going to take the Chicago Bears because I feel like Andy Dalton playing his former team, he's going to want a little bit of, I don't want to say revenge, but, you know, he's going to want to show something there.
I don't want to pick either team. The Bengals hurt me, and it put me in this 8-8 hole that I'm currently in.
He's a debt now.
But I'm going to have to go with them. I'm going to have to go with the Bengals, see if they can get me out of the hole.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
Jamar Chase just balled out. Welcome to the NFL. Way to make a statement.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
And, yeah, on the other side of the ball, the Bears had it cooking. But, yeah, I'm going to go with the Bengals.
After that, we have the Texans versus the Browns. And I don't really want to, but I'm going to pass this one to Matt first.
So, first things first. You guys are all thinking, the Browns almost beat the Chiefs. I owe an apology to Houston. I talked an immense amount of trash about your team. You dismantled the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yes, they did.
Very well done. Enjoy losing to the Browns this week. When that rushing attack, that was there. They were up. They had Kansas City in their clutches. It's Kansas City. It's Patty.
It's
Who
Tyreek
thought they were
Hill.
going to hang on, but Kansas City wins it. Yada, yada, yada. We're moving on. I was wrong. Yada, yada. Browns are going to win this one. That rushing attack's not going to get stopped. It's just going to be ground and pound all day.
Even though Houston came off a big win against Jacksonville, I'm gonna have to go with the dog pound and take the Cleveland Browns. I feel like they're gonna come for redemption. I really do. So I'm taking the Cleveland Browns for this one.
Yeah, I lost both games. Well, actually, no, I went 1-1, but the Browns scared me a little bit in the beginning of that game.
They were up, man. They
Join
look
us.
good.
Yeah, see, I want to go with the Browns with you guys, but I feel like they're going to just poop the bed again. And that's kind of what's really scaring me.
I feel like they're going to be angry.
You know what? Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, that duo, I feel like you guys are right. They're going to walk all over the Texans with the run game, so I will take the Browns as well. I'm going to join you guys. Following up that game, we have next the Rams versus the Colts. I'm going to start with Matt again on this one. Who you taking?
Gonna go with the Rams. Matthew Stafford just looked unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like LA won the trade so far. It's only week 1, but he was just slinging it all over the place, spread the ball well. That offense didn't look like it could be stopped. On the other side of the ball, Carson looked all right for the Colts. Rushing attack could use some work. They're not. It doesn't get any easier. They're going to be going up against Aaron Donald. So, yeah, going Rams.
I'm going to have to agree with Matt and also take the Rams. Like you said, Matthew Stafford did do great, and I agree. I feel like they got the better end of the deal in the trade. It's going to be a fun matchup seeing Aaron Donald go against Ryan Kelly and Quentin Nelson for the offensive line. So that's going to be a fun key matchup to watch. But I'm still going to have to go with the LA Rams.
Yeah, I think this one's pretty simple for all of us, obviously. I'm going Rams, too. Matthew Stafford, again, like everyone's saying, he just looks like he's got new energy. Man was throwing left and right to all his receivers.
Yes, he was.
3 touchdowns. I think this Colts team just can't compete right now. Wentz did have an alright game, but like Matt said, their rushing attack wasn't anything crazy, and not that I don't really think they could do anything against the Rams anyways, with Aaron Donald down there, but yeah, Rams. All right, up next we got the Bills versus the Dolphins. Let me go to Lupo on this one. Who you taking?
I'm going to take the Dolphins.
Why?
My pure reasoning is they're coming off beating the New England Patriots, and it's another divisional game, and I feel like Miami's really wants to prove that they could be a contender this year. So
You love them this week, but you hated them last week.
Hey,
Listen, I
All
thought
the trash
Mac
you guys talking to pick
Jones.
the Dolphins.
hey, every week is different, my man.
Yeah.
Every week is different. So I'm going to take the Dolphins. Matt?
Alright, you heard it.
I took the Dolphins last week in confidence, heard it from you guys, was right, and now this week I think they're going to lose.
Ooh.
So you're
Buffalo.
taking the Bills?
Yeah, Bills are going to win it. Josh Allen, he's going to just dice them up. He's going to start earning that contract like we were talking about last week.
Right.
And yeah, they're just going to be cooking. They're going to be moving the ball pretty well. I don't see the Dolphins stopping them. It's going to be close. It's always a little bit nitty-gritty in the AFC East matchup here, but going Bills.
You know, I think Matt makes a good point. I'm going to go Bills as well. I feel like Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are just going to come out just guns blazing, basically. I feel like after this first disappointing loss against the Steelers, they got something to prove now, and they're going to come out locked and loaded, ready to pound on these Dolphins. So, Lupo, I hope you lose.
Thanks a lot.
This next game is going to be very interesting because last week we talked very highly about, well, some of us talked very highly about Mac Jones, and some of us also talked very highly about Zach Wilson. Both did pretty decent for their first games. Mac Jones, 281, 1 TD. Zach Wilson, 258, 2 TDs, and 1 interception. Now, I'm going to start with Matt. Who are you taking?
It is time for a rookie quarterback showdown.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, this is going to be awesome. Hey, things are going to heat up. We were just talking about, like Matt was saying. I'm sorry, I mean Keller. Last
we're
week,
both Matt, by the way. That's why I go by Keller.
we're talking about Mac Jones, talking about Zach Wilson, talking about Corey Davis, who had a great game for the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go Patriots, though.
Really?
Yeah, I like Damian Harris a lot, who we did talk about a bit last week, too, the running back for the New England Patriots. I feel like the running game is going to be the difference maker here. They're just going to be able to move the ball and kind of keep things on the ground, control the clock, and just keep it moving.
I'm going to have to agree with you, Matt, and I'm also going to have to take the Patriots. I always got to put my faith in Bill Belichick, and I don't think he's going to lose 2 in a row. It just doesn't seem like it's a possibility. But the Jets, they looked good last week. The Dolphins did beat the Patriots, but I feel like the Patriots are definitely going to rebound this week, and they're going to take the win.
I talked very highly about both quarterbacks, like I said. And this is very hard because I do like Mac Jones and Zach Wilson. And I do agree with Matt that the running game is going to be a lot better for the Patriots over the Jets. But I'm going to be that guy finally. I said I wasn't going to be that guy earlier, but I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to take the Jets. I feel like Zach Wilson is going to be just going to be the guy. He's going to...
Happy you're sticking with him.
I'm sticking with him. I'm not going to abandon my man just yet. I'm taking the Jets.
You are listening to Zach Wilson's number one fan.
Number one fan. Following that game, up next, we have the 49ers versus the Eagles. I'm going to pass this one to Lupo.
49ers versus the Eagles. Who am I going to pick?
Now, remember, last week you took the Falcons, and your team got blown out.
Yes, they did.
So I'm just going to put that out there.
But I did also bring up Deebo Samuel, who went off last week with 9 receptions, 189 yards, and 1 touchdown. Deebo Samuel. Remember, if his name is Deebo, you got to put your faith in him. But honestly, I'm gonna take the Eagles on this one because they showed a lot last week. I mean, that defensive front end was putting so much pressure on Matt Ryan. And Javon Hargraves, the gravedigger, with 2 sacks, baby. They don't call him the gravedigger for nothing. I want to see if Joey Bosa could do the same thing. Nick Bosa, sorry. Joey's on the Chargers. My apologies. But yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Eagles on this one.
All right.
Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles too. The young core for the wide receivers we were talking about last week really showed up. Ball was spread great by Jalen Hurts. Very, very, very excited to see where this team is going to go. And on the other side of the ball, San Francisco they won 41-33. I don't know if it's really going to be talked about that towards the end, they were choking. Jared Goff almost came back. It was onside kick city in that game. I don't know. The Lions almost pulled it off. It was intense to watch, and I don't know if that's going to affect them going into the next game. Kind of coming off with bad momentum going into week 2. But we'll see what happens. I'm going to take the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. After seeing the 49ers almost possibly could have choked that game, it was getting really scary, like Matt said, towards the end. I really, really, really enjoyed seeing the Eagles' whole offense. Just overall, everybody was involved. Like I said last week, I'm very excited to see this young core come together and just ball out this year. Basically a whole 180 from last year. The offensive line's together. They're healthy. So, yeah, I'm taking the Eagles.
I believe they had 11 different offensive line combinations last year, which is just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is.
All right. Up next, the Raiders versus Steelers. I think I'll start with this one. I'm just going to come right out the gate. I took Baltimore over the Raiders, and the Raiders shocked me.
Shocked all of us.
Yeah, last week I also took the Steelers, which that game was a little crazy too as well. Their defense basically carried them.
Mm-hmm.
With that all being said, coming right at the gates, sorry I'm kind of dragging it on. Raiders.
Wow.
Raiders.
Really?
Raiders. I think that Derek Carr is going to come out slinging again. He did throw 56 times. Had 34 of those completed for 435 and 2 touchdowns. Yes, he did throw an interception. But him and Darren Waller balled out, and I feel like that's going to continue for the entire season. So I'm just coming right away. I'm taking Raiders.
I'm going to have to disagree with you, my friend, and I'm going to have to go with the defensive-led Steelers. I mean, TJ Watt had, 2 sacks that week?
Yeah, he killed it.
Yeah, I mean, Derek Carr threw for 56 times, and I don't know how that guy's arm didn't fall off. 56, attempts is insane.
And in their new stadium.
But I don't think he's going to be able to deal with the Steelers' defense. They looked phenomenal last week. So I'm going to have to go with the Steelers.
So, second apology of the show. Raiders. Raider fan base. I said that you would show up for the game, but I didn't know if you would play. You guys played. You balled out. Mm-hmm. You beat the Ravens. Crazy overtime game. Extremely fun to watch. Taking the Raiders this week. It's just, I don't know. That's a lot of momentum going into the next week, and I'm excited to see what they do with it.
I'm alone again.
Yeah, you're
I have to agree with Matt. Like he said, the key word momentum. That is a huge thing in sports. Everyone I think assumed the Ravens were going to win last week.
Yes.
With Lamar, and I think we actually said that.
Absolutely.
And yeah, man,
they did lose Marcus Peters though.
That is true.
That is true. And that's a big key player.
That's true.
So,
yeah, they shocked us. The running game wasn't too crazy for the Raiders, but it is Josh Jacobs. I did talk about him last week. I feel like maybe he can turn that around. I get it. The Steelers' defense is going to be insane. So it could go either way. But I'm gonna stick with the momentum with Matt too. So
all right, we'll see.
We'll see.
And it's crazy that Derek Carr's last touchdown was accidental. I don't know if you guys have seen the story yet. Daniel Carlson, the kicker for the Raiders, nowhere to be found apparently. It was like, I think, second down. They were just going to kick it to end the game. Win it in overtime. Rushes him out in the field once they found him, I guess. Took a delay game, sent the offense back out. Derek Carr throws it to Zay Jones, talks Zay Jones up after the game. It was just really, really cool to see.
Yeah.
And, just Derek Carr sees the moment there, so definitely Raiders.
And this is why I'm taking the Raiders.
I'm still going with the Steelers.
All right. Coming up next, we got the Saints versus the Panthers. Now, both games last week for both these teams were very, very interesting. I'm going to start with Matt on this one. Who are you taking?
I'm going to go Panthers.
What?
So, I'm going Panthers. Can this be the upset of the week? Or can we declare it an upset or no, because we don't know what the Saints are yet? Because I think we can all agree that 5 touchdowns a week isn't sustainable. Shout out to Jameis Winston, though. The LASIK surgery that we're talking about last week actually helped. He can see the field clearly.
Could you say he can see clearly now?
So before we started recording, I Can See Clearly Now was on. So
yeah,
that's the official theme of Jameis Winston this year.
Yep.
But I'm definitely going to go with the Panthers. I don't think they're going to be able to stop CMC. It's going to be fun to watch. And I don't know. I like the Panthers. I don't really have much of a reason outside of that.
I am going to have to disagree again, and I'm going to have to take New Orleans. Jameis Winston, man, Jesus. You looked really good last week. I mean, you only had 148 yards, but those 5 touchdowns, you put points up, dude. Put a lot of points up. Sam Darnold, you did get your revenge. You did beat the New York Jets. CMC did great, led in rushing yards and receiving yards. Yeah. But I am still going to have to put my faith in Jameis Winston, and please don't let me down, Jameis. Please.
Now, going up a little bit earlier to what Matt was saying about keyword momentum. Now, I don't think Winston's going to be sustaining 5 touchdowns every week.
He's going to have 6.
Yeah.
Oh, my God!
Yeah. But that momentum, going against the Packers and just completely destroying them, that's going to put you...
We're going to talk about that later.
Yeah, but that's going to put you on a high pedestal right now, and I'm going to say... I'm taking the Saints. I feel like they got the momentum. Yes, Christian McCaffrey went off. Sam Darnold had his revenge, but the Panthers never really do anything for me. I'm just going to Saints. All right, our last game for the 1 o'clock games is Denver versus the Jaguars. I'm going to start with this one because I haven't gone in a while. If some of you may have not know this, it is going to be a little bit weird to hear, but I used to be a Denver Broncos fan. I don't know why. Don't really...
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, Peyton Manning might have had to... But I was a Broncos fan before Peyton Manning.
Terrell Davis.
So I'm going to just be nice and sweet because the Jags failed me last week. I'm going the Broncos. They came out cooking Teddy Bridgewater, literally stiff-arming people while throwing it downfield. Very impressive. I'm going Denver Broncos.
Yeah, I'm going to go Broncos, too. I don't know, the Jaguars, it was really, really underwhelming. I was talking Trevor Lawrence up. And, 3 picks, not the strongest start to an NFL career. And just, I don't know. The rushing game wasn't there. Carlos Hyde, the leading rusher, I can you really depend on Carlos Hyde throughout the season? James Robinson didn't do too much of anything.
No.
They weren't really cooking. Marvin Jones did look good, though, on the receiving side of things. And I didn't really know how he would adjust being an older player in this newer offense, but I don't know. I don't like the Jags in this one. Denver, like you said, with Teddy Bridgewater looking good. Jerry Jeudy being injured does kind of worry me, but it seems like Tim Patrick or like KJ Hamler is going to step up. And I really, really, really like Noah Fant in that tight end position. Last year, before this podcast existed, I was talking up Noah Fant, kind of this unknown guy just hanging out.
You spoke the man into existence.
Noah Fantastic is his name, and don't forget it.
I'm going to have to agree with you guys and have to go with the Denver Broncos. Thank you, Trevor Lawrence, for letting us all down last week. I'm just kidding. It was your first game. I mean, you threw for 332 yards, 3 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions. But, it was your first game. You did pretty good, in my opinion. But I don't think you're going to be able to handle Von Miller. Really.
Now, when you're turning the ball over that much, it makes it very hard to win games, hold leads, any of that stuff.
I feel their safety is definitely going to get a pick.
What, Simmons?
Yeah, I feel Simmons is going to pick off Trevor Lawrence, and I'm going to go out and say it's going to be a pick 6.
Ooh. That's actually not that crazy far out there. I could actually see that, Justin Simmons, pick 6.
Yeah.
Lower. His confidence, getting blown out by the Texans of all teams, and throwing 3 picks. He also threw 51 attempts. That's a lot for a rookie, and when you throw that many times, you're gonna throw picks. It happens.
Get that icy hot, dude.
I feel like Matt said, the Jacksonville rushing game needs to help
Trevor
Lawrence. Then you can get into play action and then bomb it. So, but unfortunately, as of right now,
I think we're going unanimous.
They ain't beating Broncos.
Nah, Broncos win.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Our first game, starting at 4 o'clock, will be the Vikings versus the Cardinals. I'm going to pass this one to Lupo because Matt can't sit still over there. So, Lupo, why don't you take it? Who you got?
I am going to have to take the Arizona Cardinals.
Now you're taking them.
I doubted you guys last week, and oh boy. Chandler Jones. Can we just talk about Chandler Jones for a second with the 5-sack performance?
Oh, God.
And, they do have J.J. Watt on the other side. And he had, 2 tackles?
He had 2 tackles. But
dude, Chandler Jones, what were they putting all the attention on J.J.?
Yeah, it
Good
seems
Lord.
like it.
I mean, that was great. Five sacks in one game.
Yep.
That's a feat of accomplishment, man. Matt?
Talk about a well-rounded Tennessee beaten team.
Oh, God, here we go.
You guys looked at me funny. Looked at me sideways. Oh, the Titans are going to win. Cardinals, 38. Titans, 13. But that was last week. So it doesn't matter at this point. Put it to bed. Until they win this week. And then we'll talk about week 3 next week. But they just looked great. Looked well-rounded. I think I said it last week. And if I didn't, I should have. I think they're going to be an NFC contender for a deep run in the playoffs. And Kyler Murray, it's very, 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 very early. Could see him getting into the MVP conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And just the receiving core was just so deadly. There wasn't anything about that team that I didn't like.
D-Hop.
And the Vikings, they played a decent game. They lost against the Bengals. We talked about that earlier. Adam Thielen was really the bright side there. Kind of killed it on the receiving end, but yeah, I'm all Cardinals all the way on this one.
Yeah, this is very, very simple to me. I took the Bengals over the Vikings. I'm damn well sure I'm going to take the Cardinals over the Vikings. I'm just taking I'm taking the Cardinals over the Vikings. That performance shocked me. I don't even know what to say. I was upset
that you were wrong.
Yeah, I was upset because I wasn't wrong. I was like, what's worse than wrong? We'll just go with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going real easy. Cardinals.
Unanimous.
All right, our second game for the 4 o'clock games will be the Falcons versus the Bucks. I feel like this should be pretty simple
and straightforward.
And straightforward. However, Matt has been known to be the oddball out at times, so I'm going to start with Matt.
All right.
I'm putting you on the spot right
We're
now.
gonna-
Smiling.
You want an upset? This isn't the game you're gonna get it. I'm taking Tampa Bay. That's it. They just look too good, man. Atlanta looked bad. Tampa Bay looked good. It's the eye test at this point. It's only going to be week 2 here. Atlanta, Cordell Patterson was their leading rusher. And actually, watching the game, I thought Mike Davis looked better. And I'm just shocked looking at the stats that Cordell Patterson outrushed him. I think that just kind of speaks to how much the Falcons didn't have going on. Didn't reach the end zone at all. Kyle Pitts was out there. We talked about him last week a bit. Yeah, okay, showing for the first game. He had, 4 catches, 31 yards. Nothing too crazy. He was participating, still learning the playbook. Calvin Ridley was really, really quiet, and that was surprising because I didn't expect the Eagles to really contain him. While I think we were talking about Darius Slay and Calvin Ridley last week.
Yeah, just one quick thing. That first drive they started off, I think 3 catches right off the bat, and then was just non-existent after that.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. I'm gonna hope it was just good adjusting from Nick Sirianni, first-year head coach for the Eagles, which to win 32-6 was a nice feat there. But we'll talk a little bit more about the present game. But yeah, Tampa Bay just looked like defending Super Bowl champs. Looked like they had all their starters back. Antonio Brown, surprisingly, was the number 1 receiver there. Some people are like, oh, hey, he's going to be Antonio of Pittsburgh. So I don't know if that's actually going to pan out, but we'll see.
I'm going to have to agree and take old man Brady on this one. I don't have much to say about this game. Atlanta got trashed by the Philadelphia Eagles. And Tampa Bay pulled out a great win against the Dallas Cowboys. And that was a really good game to watch. But I'm going to have to go with Brady and the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Brady and the Bucks as well. Tom Brady, dude's, 40...
4?
Yeah, 100.
Yeah,
and
it's like 100 in football years.
Yeah,
So if we're
he's-
using dog year logic, same thing.
Yeah, the guy's gunslinging, 4 touchdowns.
Dimes, though.
One key note, Ronald Jones, the starting running back, fumbled and lost his pretty much spot right in the middle of that game.
Yep.
So Leonard Fournette came in. Nothing really too crazy about that rushing game anyways. That it's with Brady, it's always pass heavy. Gronk, we get 2 Gronk spikes that day.
Yeah.
Matt said, Antonio Brown possibly looking back to his old
Pittsburgh days?
Yep, pretty much. So, yeah, Bucks, baby. All right, up next we got the Cowboys versus Chargers. I'll start with this one. I'm just gonna go with the Cowboys.
Really?
Yes. I took the Chargers last time as my upset over Washington. To me, that was like a little pre-toilet game. Feel like this could be a little bit more momentum-wise for the Cowboys. Yes, they lost against the Bucks, but Dak Prescott coming back and gunslinging like crazy was very it shocked me. What really upset me though, Dallas is rushing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't even. I don't even think they showed up that day. But yeah, I'm just gonna go with the Cowboys on that note.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys too. Any question marks for Dak? They've all been answered. Dak is 100% fine. I expected him to kind of just be on a pitch count a little bit and not throw the ball 58 times, but it worked almost. Any other game that would have probably been enough to win it over. Going against the Bucks was a little bit more challenging. But yeah, that receiving core ate that day. Everyone was just all over the place. Yards galore, receiving, touchdown. Just, I don't know. They're going to beat the Chargers. I'm curious to see how Austin Eckler looks. He was a full go, quote unquote, last week. Kind of looked limited. I want to see if he loosens up a little bit, see how that hamstring holds up. Hopefully he's 100% okay and ready to rock. But yeah, I think Cowboys.
I'm calling a tie. No,
Whoa,
I'm kidding.
whoa!
No, I'm kidding. I'm not kidding.
Wow, that's the first time I've heard that before.
No, Dak, Ezekiel, man, you guys really made me eat my words because I complimented Ezekiel and I talked bad about Dak, and with that 403 yards, Dak, Jesus. All right, I'm sorry. And Ezekiel, come on, man. Come back to your old form where you're like a giant wrecking ball that just runs down the field and nobody could stop you. But I'm going to take the Chargers on this one.
What?
Yep.
Really?
I'm taking the Chargers.
Would that be an upset, really? Possible?
I don't know. I really want to call it tie, but
half an upset.
You bring up the good point with Elliott going back to his former self, and Matt with the question marks for Dak. You think now the question marks have now gone from Dak to
Ezekiel? It could have been.
I mean, I don't know what's happened.
It's still week 1,
Yeah, but even his rookie year, it was so dominant, and he's still been good.
His first 3 years were insane.
He's really just
falling off.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, and it's kind of upsetting because not a Cowboys fan by any means, but Zeke, I'm not
gonna lie. As much as I don't like the Cowboys, I am an Ezekiel Elliott fan.
Right, I agree with that, but
yeah. I think he's washed. I think it's.
Really?
I might eat my words later, so you're not looking forward to that. But yeah, I think Zeke's washed. I think that's it. Oh. And Dallas is fine with it because Dak can sling the ball.
Okay, well here's my next question. Going against the Chargers defense, you got Bosa up front.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think
Derwin James?
Do you think now? Obviously, I feel like any performance is better than last week. But do you think Ezekiel Elliott has a good game next week or this week coming up?
No, I think week 2 that front four is tougher for him than week 1 against the Bucs. I think it's gonna 33 yards. Yeah, I'll give him 50 yards around there.
Okay.
I think he'll break 50.
Break 50? Yeah. Right.
I would like to see him break 100, to be honest, but
not I.
Do you think now? One more question. We'll move it along, people. Do you think he gets in the end zone?
I'm gonna say yes. Even though I picked the Chargers, I feel that Zeke will get into the end zone at least one time this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he has 53 yards and a touchdown. That's the stat line I'm gonna put.
You're getting really exact.
53.
53 and a touchdown.
Okay, write that down. Write that down.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am writing this down.
You don't need to tell them. Just write it down.
53 yards, 1 touchdown.
Matt.
Now you heard it. Now if he's wrong,
you're buying us dinner.
Please in the comments bash the living hell out of this man.
Do not trust me with your DraftKings and your FanDuel bets.
We would just appreciate it if you just commented.
All right. Our last 4 o'clock game is the Titans versus the Seahawks. Yeah, I'm very upset about the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked the Seahawks to win, so I'm okay with that. But the Titans are very, very, very upsetting me. And I don't know what I'm going to do this upcoming week. So I'm going to pass it off to someone else. I'm going to go to Lupo next.
I'm very disappointed in the Titans' performance. I really am. I'm very disappointed in everybody's performance. I mean, Derrick Henry, 58 yards, bro? Come on, dude. Really? And Julio with 29 yards? Like, why don't you just stay with Matt Ryan in Atlanta if you're going to do that? Come on. You guys got to get it together. You're a 3-headed monster. You have so much potential. And you only scored 13 points. I understand Chandler Jones had, like, the game of his life, but guys, you got to get it together. And I'm going to have my faith in the Tennessee Titans and pick you guys again. Please pull out a win here against this very strong Seahawks team. Sorry, Russ. I'm going to have to go with Julio, Derek, and AJ.
I didn't see that coming. I'm going Seahawks. Yeah, I did not pick the Titans last week, so I'm not feeling let down. So that's okay with me.
I am.
I do think the Titans are going to be a good team. I don't think they're going to come out any slower than they looked against the Cardinals, but I don't think the Seahawks is where they get a win. Start the season 0-2. Seahawks move to 2-0. Russell Wilson's just going to do his thing, and DK Metcalf's going to have a little bit of a better game, build on what he had already, and Tyler Lockett, expect to see him getting the ball early and often again.
Yeah. Back to me. Like I said, I'm not happy. I like to hope that the Titans aren't going to have a terrible performance like that.
That was a debacle.
Yeah, debacle. We said that last week, too.
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill.
I like that word.
I feel like I'm going to put the blame on him.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 lost fumbles. I get it. The Cardinals were all over him, and it's hard to perform. But
and JJ didn't even sack you, bro.
Yes, but like I said, he did not get his... With all his weapons, he did not get anything going. Like, I get it. I'm going to say it. He had a lot of pressure, but I don't know. Winners find a way to win. He didn't do that. They got blown out. I would really love to take the Titans because of how much I hyped them up last week.
Not.
But I also am a huge Russell Wilson fan. The man he has such a high IQ. 4 touchdowns last week.
Dual threat.
Yeah, let's not forget his legs, people. So, I feel like this will be my own little personal upset because I really think that Tennessee would win, but I'm going Seahawks. Prime time, baby. Chiefs, Ravens.
Prime
time. Chiefs look dominant, in the second half at least of their game. Ravens really, let us all down, I think. I believe we all took the Ravens, right?
Yeah, losing to Oakland?
Yeah.
Come on.
We Oakland surprised us. Ravens lost.
They got to pay off that new stadium.
I'm gonna go first. Oh, wow.
Am I wrong?
No.
Exactly.
Shout out to,
No,
what
you're
was
not.
it, Bruce Buffer for the announcing the beginning of that game.
It's time.
It's time! All right, back to the picks.
Good job, Bruce.
Thank you. Lamar Jackson. Guy, did his thing passing-wise. 235, 1 touchdown. Obviously running as usual. 12 carries. Leading rusher, by the way, 86 yards.
Yep.
However, he did fumble 3 times and lost 2 of those.
Ugh.
Now, like I said earlier, turning the ball over makes it very, very hard to win the game. However, they only lost by a few points. An L's an L. Now, with that all being said, you got to play perfect against the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. There's too many weapons. Chiefs are winning this one.
Yep. I got to agree with you. I have to go with the Chiefs. And another reason why I'm also going with the Chiefs is because Baltimore lost Marcus Peters to a season-ending injury. He tore his ACL, and so did Gus Edwards. So they're both out for the season. So their injury woes continue. And not having Marcus Peters is a really big blow to that defense because, in my opinion, he is one of the best corners in the league. And I don't see them pulling out a win against the high-powered Kansas City Chiefs.
In life, you need to learn from your mistakes. And I made a mistake last week, and I bet against the Chiefs. That will not be the case this week. Kansas City wins. I'm just hoping we get some type of crazy game like we had a couple years ago. I think it was Monday Night Football. They had that giant shootout game between Kansas City and the Ravens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
Just as a football fan, if we can get that, I will be ecstatic. Even half of that. But yeah, going back to the turnovers for the Ravens, ball security was really a concern in that Monday night game, which worked out for being an exciting game and keeping it close and getting to overtime. Doesn't work out for winning football games.
Right. Yeah, the Chiefs' high-powered receiving core going against a Ravens injury defense.
It's a depleted secondary, yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to look good. It's going to be extremely hard to... If the Ravens somehow win this, I don't know. I'm just going to... I might lose my mind.
I'll applaud.
I mean, listen, it's also the Ravens. Lamar Jackson's leading them, but...
Yeah, you never know with Lamar.
Yeah, but everyone's taking the Chiefs, so...
Yep.
We're
I
going
feel
with
like
the
that's
red.
a go-to. So, yeah, Chiefs.
Chiefs for the win.
All right, so we're at the end. Our last game for Week 2, Monday night, September 20th. We got the Lions and the Packers, which at this point, after Week 1's performance, I don't know.
Snore.
Yeah, well, for the Packers, yes. Very, very disappointing. Lions, disappointing, I guess, in the first half. Almost came back. I think we were talking about this earlier. Lions had huge momentum, and again, keyword momentum, coming back in that second half, almost coming back, basically. But does Rodgers, throwing 2 picks, I mean, the guy never throws picks. He hardly ever does. Throws 2 picks in his first game and gets benched, basically. Doesn't even finish. Do you think he has a better Week 2?
Yeah, I think the Packers win. I think that was a fluke game. I don't expect to see that consistently throughout the season. Not really sure what was going on with Rodgers there, but I don't see the Lions being too much of a problem. I don't see a 3-point offense being the norm for Green Bay. The good news with this game, we're guaranteed that at least one team this week, unless they tie, will have a win in the NFC North. Currently, that division is winless. So they are all terrible right now. And I think a tie would be hilarious, but that is not what I'm going for here.
Now, Lupo, this is where you should have called draw.
Yeah, this is the tie game.
Whoa!
I am. I was going to do it, but you called me out on it.
Spoiler.
Spoiler, yeah. Now, same question. Do you think Rodgers plays any better than what... I mean, at this point, you think anything's better.
I'm going to say yeah. I don't see him playing this bad, 2 games in a row. Come on. Unless he just completely gave up and doesn't care and just wants to get traded, then I understand why he's playing poorly. But I don't see him playing this poorly next week. But I'm calling a tie for this one. Because of how bad he... Yeah, legit. I'm calling a legit tie this weekend. They're going to go into overtime, and they're going to go to a tie. Because I don't have my faith in golf, and I'm not putting my faith in freaking semi-retired Aaron Rodgers. So, I'm calling a tie for this one. I'm not even picking a team. Tie.
Now, we're only in week 2.
I'm still calling a tie.
Listen, that's fine. We're only in week 2, and we already have our first draw. Now, I didn't even think we were going to make it through this season with one of those, but he already announced it once earlier, still picked a team, but we're getting an official draw.
Yeah, no, I'm calling a tie for this one. Because that would be hilarious.
That would be funny, and I'm almost tempted to, because I kind of feel like I can see that as well. But
I really hope you both take ties so I can take the lead in this, so I'll pick them thing.
Well, I'm not that crazy. However, the Lions, even though they had a lot of momentum in the second half, that's something you got to do all 4 quarters.
Yep.
And even though the Packers got completely destroyed by the Saints and all they had was 3 points, I don't see the Packers doing that back-to-back games. I still think the Lions have to bring their A game against the Packers. Don't underestimate the Packers just because they
it's not going to be a
score.
walk in the park.
So you're right. So with all that being said, I feel like you guys probably know where I'm going with this.
Tie.
It's a draw. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going with the Packers. I said last week Rodgers is one of my favorite quarterbacks. Doesn't turn the ball over. Yes, he threw 2 picks and that.
You jinxed him.
Yeah, I jinxed him. I'm sorry. So I'm not going to say anything about Rodgers. All I'm going to say is the Packers are going to win, and that's going to be our Monday night game. All right, so like I said earlier, we were going to push week's 3 Thursday night game at the end of this due to just our scheduling. I'm sorry. It's the only way we can get these out on time for you guys. So I know it's also hard to pick a winner when we haven't seen them play week 2 yet. So Thursday night, which will be September 23rd, it is going to be the Panthers versus the Texans. I've went against the Panthers every single time so far, and I've also gone against the Texans every time so far. So finally, I'm going to have to pick one of these, in my opinion. Well, I mean...
Fantastic teams.
Yeah. We'll just go with that.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
I'm going to have to go with... I don't know. I'm going to go with Matt. Why don't you tell us first? Yeah. Okay. I didn't put no one really on the spot too much this time, so...
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Texans. Just, I don't know. I think they're going to outplay them. I think somehow, some way, they find a way to shut down CMC. And if you shut down Christian McCaffrey, you shut down the Panthers. He's, as of right now, going out of week 1, the leading receiver and rusher on that team. So if you find a way to get him slowed down, you're not going to hold him to nothing. But if you slow him down, you can win the game.
I'm going to have to pick the Panthers. And I'm just going to put my faith in Run CMC, man.
I like our opposite views here, complete opposite.
Hey, man, that dual threat that he possesses is really good, and I feel like Sam Darnold's going to do good in that game. So I'm going to go with the Panthers.
Would it be weird if I called draw in back-to-back weeks?
Yes, it would.
Nah, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do a draw. I really feel like you guys both bring up
valid points.
McCaffrey, and it's easy. The guy is the Carolina Panthers.
Yep.
Do I feel like he's going to go off? Yes. Do I feel like it'll be enough to beat the Texans? I don't think so. Yeah, it's hard. It's very hard with these two teams. I don't, even if they did play their week 2, and we already knew what that was going to be like, I still feel like I would be in this same rut. I just don't know. I don't really care or like either team. I'm sorry. But I think I'm going to go with the Texans.
Oh.
I don't really have a
That's
reason why I don't like either teams. But I feel like if you contain McCaffrey, you'll get the win. And that's going for any other team.
They're not going to contain him.
Texans slow down McCaffrey. Texans win.
Panthers.
And with that being said, that will be our week 2. Again, Thursday for week 3 is in this. I'm sorry, but yes, this will be our week 2. So please, if you would like to leave your comments below, follow us along, pick
Let us know who you would pick.
Exactly. Let us know who you would pick.
Unless you're against my picks, then don't put it there.
Yes.
And let me know if you agree with my tie.
Yeah. Let us know if you agree with the tie. And if you'd like to bash on any of us for our week 1 picks, knock yourself out. We can have a good thing going in the conversation in the comments below. So we will see you for week 3. Peace.